Okay, we're on.
You're on.
All right.
Do a test for me. Check, check.
1 2 1 2. 1 2 1 2.
You still do it like a pro.
1 2 1 2.
You still do it like a pro.
1 2 1 2.
For all of you listening,
One,
we're getting
two,
ready
one,
for the
two.
Keep It Moving Show 2
1 2 1 2.
with host the
1
KIM.
2 1 2.
And she's doing the 1 2 1 2.
1 2 1 2.
Nobody checks it better than the
1 2
KIM.
1 2. 1 2 1 2.
Welcome to ELIFeMedia.net,
One,
powered by
two,
Live
one,
Music
two.
for you.
1 2 1 2.
And right now we're going to jump into a
1
little
2 1
Pete
2.
Rock. Is that what we're doing?
1 2
We're doing a
1
little
2.
Pete Rock this morning.
Brand Nubians. 2 1 2.
Some brand new
1 2 1 2. The Pete Rock version. Yeah.
I love it.
Good morning, Sean. Man, I got 3 Seans on right now.
Hey, Sean,
and Sean.
You like Tony?
Ube. What's going on, y'all? Nova Pearl, I see ya.
Nova
What's
Pearl.
up, cuz?
Black Pearl. What up, shorty?
On to the next. Now, Brand Nubian is the soundtrack of the day. Good morning, Facebook Live. Good morning, WWW Land. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are on the planet. Welcome back to the Keep It Moving Show. Yes, it's Monday.
Yes, it is. Woo.
Yes.
Why must I feel like that?
Yep. He's chasing cats. I'm not. Anyway, it's a brand new week, and I'm here to talk about last week, of course, you know. So I want to welcome everybody to the Keep It Moving Show. Welcome everybody all across the country of these United States of America and some countries outside of the United States. I want to thank you all for watching. I'm your host, KIM. And again, it's the Keep It Moving Show too. All kinds of stuff is going on in this world. All kinds of stuff. But I want to start out by saying Wonder Woman was the joint. Wonder Woman was the joint. Me, my sister, and my niece went to see it yesterday. For all of those that didn't catch our Facebook Live post. Me and my sister and my niece Punky went to see Wonder Woman. And man, if you haven't seen that movie, you gotta go check it out. For everybody that likes DC Comics and Marvel and the Justice League and stuff like that, you guys want to check out Wonder Woman. It was so good. They showed the island where they're from, you know, with only women. And even though it was a beautiful island, it was really beautiful. When I move and buy my house, I'm going to try to set my backyard up to look like where Wonder Woman came from. I think that might work.
You know, I think you will too.
I think it might work, but it was great.
So you got the motif ready? You ready to do it?
I'm almost ready.
Okay.
No, I am ready. Not almost ready. I am ready. But check this out, though. The only thing I didn't like about that island was that there were only like 3 men on the island.
Ooh.
How
many women?
No, there was like hundreds of women.
Okay.
So that means they would have to share, and I'm gonna say no, thank you.
Well, on a Piece of the Morning show, Queen Aisudabey is recommending that black women, especially, begin to wrap their minds around the concept of sharing their men. What are your thoughts on that? Because this is your first time hearing that.
Yeah, well, it's not my first time hearing it in life, because unfortunately, some of us are sharing and we don't know it. Some of us are sharing and we do know it and we don't care. Some of us sharing, we know it, we do care. Some of us understand that, you know, some men are hunters and they like to hunt like alley dogs. Like
Okay.
stray
See,
dogs.
when she gives that pregnant pause, she waiting for me to say something like,
But
your Facebook Live people there?
my Facebook Live people are here.
I love your Facebook
My
Live
Facebook
people.
Live people are here.
I don't like none of them, but I love them all.
And I'm pretty sure they're going to have something to
Oh, I
say
can't
about
wait.
this a second. So, wait a minute. Hold on. Wait a minute. Good morning, Nick.
Hi, Nick.
Good morning, Darren.
Okay, how you feel about
What does
sharing your
RQQ mean, Sean? Now, this is the thing. Now, we're talking about, at first, we were just saying what's up and all of that stuff. But,
Yeah, we got that over with.
you know what? I swear to God, this, I'm going to close this out. But there's this lady that texts me every single day with affirmations, like every single day, like 3 texts in a row.
Yeah.
I want her to stop.
Okay.
Anyway, back to the whole thing. It's the Keep It Moving show. Facebook Live's in the house. WWW Land's in the house. We're going to come back and we're going to talk about this man sharing thing. What the hell is that about? And then we're going to talk about Cosby. You know, the second week of Cosby's trial is coming right now, is on right now. And oh my God, that was some crazy stuff happening. So we're going to talk about that. Hey, Melania and Barron moved into the White House yesterday. We're going to talk about that. And then we're going to keep it moving to whatever else we're going to talk about. So it's a brand Nubian soundtrack day on the Keep It Moving show. And, it's brand Nubians. What else do I need to say? Ow. Roland, you're cute.
I know.
Sean Higgs she's from Kentucky, but she's in Ohio. She says,
You know this
hey,
still
big
rolling.
bro.
You know this still rolling live.
Okay, that's okay.
Good. I just want to make sure because I want Sean business all out there.
Sean, no,
That's
Sean,
awesome. All right.
Sean, he don't want to put your business out there. But she said, hey, big bro, ooh, pop.
Ooh, Pop? What's up with that?
Well, she's a Delta.
She's a what?
She's a Delta? Does that mean anything?
Ooh, Pop?
Sean.
I'm not sure.
She, here. Oh,
I tried to
ooh,
play Delta.
ooh,
Oh, ooh, ooh. Oh,
yeah,
ooh,
ooh, ooh.
Oh, she spelled it as ooh, ooh. It's ooh.
No,
ooh.
she spelled it. No, yeah. I was told I can't say that.
Oh, that's right. You
Oh,
can.
so Sean Brown is theta E.
You wearing the
Yeah,
colors. You wearing
alright.
the colors, but you so don't leave me on the Sean thing. So what's happening with Sean? She lives in
Well,
Kentucky.
Sean lives in Kentucky.
Okay.
Well, no, she's from Kentucky.
Okay.
She went to UK.
Okay.
She's a track star.
She's a wildcat. Ooh,
Yes, track star.
Tell her to friend me.
Yes, Sean Higgs. He says friend him.
Yes.
Roland Grimes.
All right,
And
point the camera to me as I say this. Understand, there are 2 human beings in the world that I die for: the dancer and the sprinter. you had me at hello.
He said you had him at hello. What's up to everybody out there, Facebook land? I appreciate you. Sam, what's up? Oh yeah. We're gonna talk about some things. Matter of fact, we're gonna talk about man sharing. So give me your opinions, not advice, because I ain't sharing. If I do, I'm choosing.
That is. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
If I do, I'm
You
choosing.
get a choice in the matter, baby.
Hey, you know it. You know it.
Fair exchange ain't a robbery. You know?
Look, I got a really tiny dress on today, so I'm trying to be good.
Too late. Too late. I already had my visual. A good thing you're my sister. You know,
See?
I kept my mind right. It was hard though.
It's almost cancer season.
Yeah. And what happens when it's cancer season is we start slimming, trimming, and getting sexy overkill. What? I'm at my sexy peak in
Uh-oh.
June and July. Yeah.
Check
No
him
question.
out. Big Bub in the house.
Yeah. So say this with me. I promise the funk, promise to keep this promise. You keep the funk. I bet you can. Bet you can.
I can't say that.
I promise the fall, promise to keep his promise, you keep the fall. Can you say that with me?
I promise to.
Kim, you ready to make some money?
Good.
You ready to make some money? I'm getting ready to get you paid.
Please.
Yeah, it starts
Pay
next
me.
month. You going to go on the payroll.
Pay me.
You going on the payroll.
Good.
You think I'm bullshit? I'm serious.
I like.
You going on the
I
payroll.
don't think you're not when you say.
You going to
Not when
payroll.
you talk about money.
You going to payroll.
What's
You
up,
going on
y'all?
the
It's the
payroll.
Keep It Moving Show. We're back.
Kim's going on the payroll.
It's Keep It Moving Show. We're back. I'm going on the payroll.
Kim's going on the payroll.
Roland just informed me, so I appreciate it. You
Going on
know
the
it.
You-
When I go on the payroll, that's when you know something's getting ready to go live.
You're getting
I
ready
mean,
to
you pay me,
you're getting ready to
it's
become-
on.
You're getting ready to become an intricate consultant to Eli Media and the Rolling Grimes Show.
Oh, well, hey, that's what I'm talking
To a
about.
whole nother level.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's right.
Now, the Keep It Moving Show, 2, right here on elifemedia.net. We are the ultimate, what are we? The ultimate media outlet broadcasting live radio and television, which I'm TV.
And nobody else in the world is doing this but us. In case y'all don't
Oh,
know.
well, thank goodness. Because, you know, I like to have my own, like, my
Oh,
own
Slim,
lane.
nobody in the world is doing this. Nobody is broadcasting like this from the internet with the capacity, capabilities. And we're actually refurbishing some equipment now so we can come out and hit them in the head with something they ain't never seen before.
You know what? They ain't never
sometimes you
seen this
Sometimes you got
before.
to step back before you step forward. But let's talk about this thing they ain't never seen before. Tell me about the
Hey,
KIM.
they have not
Tell me about
seen
the
this
KIM.
before. So, what's getting ready to happen on the Keep It Moving show? You've seen what happened in the last year. We had financial information here. We had information about diabetes. We had information about heart health. Matter of fact, shout out to my girl Nicole Buckman, who is here, and we got to have her back on the show because she has so much to tell you about having strokes and heart health. You know, Nikki is a 2-time stroke
Yep.
survivor. We've had people in here talking about everything, gay pride, just everything. So this year, upcoming the Keep It Moving show, we're going to kick it up a couple notches. I think I have some interviews in the works. There's a lot of things happening in the DMV area, and your girl should be on the carpet or at least backstage saying what's up to everybody. So I'm looking forward to that. The KIM's birthday party is coming up July 8th. It's going to be on the Spirit of Washington, so come on down and have a good time and have a brunch and some mimosas served by me in the beginning. And then I got my wardrobe changes and stuff to do. So, and then that night we have the traveling talk show with our man Big Bug.
You know what? It's gotten so deep. We have changed the name. It is now, you know, my head, big as my head is. There it is. We've actually changed the name. It is now the Rolling Grimes Live Festival on Stage. Because it's not even a track, it was a festival.
Okay, you're right.
You know? And my new corporation, and can none of y'all use this except, who's the lady that likes me? Sean? Sean, you can use this. This is now my new corporation. You ready? Drum roll. The Rolling Grimes Entertainment Emporium. What?
Well, damn.
What? Oh, this Negro is about to tear it up.
With the head shaking and everything.
If you only knew the bombs we about to drop on
You know what?
Shorty.
And you know what?
Sure.
It's like that on the Keep It Moving show, on the Rolling Grimes show, on the Success Scholar show, on the Congo Hour. I mean,
powerful.
eLife
The
Media
Force
is.
MDs were in here
And
Friday night.
I saw that. The eLife Media crew is making it happen. We are Black media. So if you guys need to get down, let me see that.
No, you
guys
don't need to get down. Get your butt over here. This is better than Steve Harvey. This is better than Tom Joyner. This is better than
Steve Harvey.
any of that stuff you're listening to in the morning, because when you walk away from us, not only do you giggle, but you also walk away with something for the head.
But check this out. Speaking of heads,
Oh, it was.
that's Stevie D
Let me
from the
tell-
Force MDs
Dang.
everybody in my world knows who Stevie D is. They are now, well, they used to be called, well, they were the Force MDs at first. Then they changed their names to the Force MCs, and then they went back to the Force MDs.
And the fortunate part is they actually own the name Force MDs according to them, which is a rarity in that business.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, and actually it is. I have a friend, Jalil Hutchins, that
Houdini.
well, they are formerly known as Houdini. They were sued, unfortunately, by another one of the members of the group, and they were sued for the name, and they actually lost the rights to the name.
I mean, no
so
question.
now they are Jalil and Ecstasy, formerly known as Houdini. Now, as far as us in the hip hop world, we know them as Houdini. We ain't calling them formerly known as nothing. But as far as when you want to promote them or legally when you say their names, they are no longer Houdini. They are now Jalil and Ecstasy, formerly of Houdini. The sad thing about that is that they were friends, and now that friendship has gone by the wayside because
Jalil
of
and
that.
Ecstasy?
No, Jalil and Ecstasy are still friends, but Grandmaster D, the DJ,
Over the name? Over the name?
Grandmaster D is now he controls the name.
Okay, okay.
But
That's not uncommon.
But the stupid thing is this: there's nothing Grandmaster D can do with that name.
So he's just using it as leverage.
Yeah, I mean, but there's nothing he could do with the name. He can't go on the road and say, "Hey, Houdini's performing," and then people show up and it's just him. And you can't have anybody else play the roles of Jalil and Ecstasy. That won't work. And so Jalil and Ecstasy, they can still do Houdini because they were Houdini even without Grandmaster D. So they're going on the road as Jalil and Ecstasy, formerly of the rap group Houdini.
You know, that's powerful. Kim, the greatest example I can remember when I first began to understand how this business works, entertainment especially, there was a group back in the day called The Moments, and they were like that. They had a song called With You that was the top a chart topper. Well, I believe the name got tied up, and they came back out, and they actually pulled it off. They came back out with a new brand called Ray Goodman and Brown.
Oh, and my family knows Ray Goodman and Brown.
Exactly. But they were the original Moments, from what I recall.
Good morning, Nicole.
It's amazing how that
Good
works.
morning.
Sean, did you friend me yet? Sean. ROLAND GRIMES. I'm looking at my phone. I don't have a friend request yet. Sean, like, I'm getting broken. Not broken hearted. I'll be broken hearted by the end of the show. Right now, I'm getting splice hearted. and if you don't put that back together for me, then I'll be broken hearted. And that's, I mean, my cry 2 tears in a bucket, but I'll be upset. KIM, how was your weekend?
My
I know
weekend
you got a lot
was
to
busy.
talk about, but I care about you.
My weekend was busy. All I do is rub butts and talk. And and so on my day off, I tried to take care of my house chores and take care of myself, but it's not enough time in the day to do that. So what I did was went to see Wonder Woman with my family and went to a cookout down in Anacostia Park last night and came home and watched Ratchet TV, Real Housewives of Potomac. And
how was the show?
Real Housewives of Potomac was ratchet as expected.
Is it?
But I like the Housewives of Potomac.
Okay.
I like them. All of them are pretty girls, and all of them have people that we know, like Juan Dixon's wife, Pastor Jamal Bryant's ex-wife, Eddie Jordan, the coach from the Wizards, his wife. So it's a couple of people on there. What's his name? Chris Samuels from the Redskins. His wife is on there. He's on there too. So
what do they do? I mean, you said ratchet. What? Okay.
Well, as far as being ratchet, I'm only saying that because these girls don't fight like Atlanta was fighting and Basketball Wives and stuff. But these girls, they just talk about each other, but they bring it back to each other's faces, and they're you said, I said, you said, he said, then I said, then we went, and then they want to meet over drinks to do this stuff.
But you're not that's not your style. Though. You're
It's
not that
really
type.
not, but
But it's entertaining to watch.
it is entertaining. One, because I like seeing how everyone's homes look.
Okay.
It give me some ideas of what I'm gonna do when I move into my house, and I also love the fashion. I love seeing the fashion. They all went out they went to Bermuda and they went to dinner, and it was supposed to be this really fabulous dinner and stuff. And Jamal, Pastor Bryant's, I hate calling him Pastor Bryant, even though he is, but it just come out my mouth. Ugh.
Is
Anyway,
he wretched too?
Jamal Bryant from
Yeah, I
Baltimore.
don't want to think about him.
Look, I knew of Jamal Bryant before he was Pastor Jamal Bryant, and I'm just gonna keep it like that. But
So
anyway,
when he became pastor, did he change his wicked ways?
when he became pastor, he just added the title to his name.
Oh, you know what? I know who you're talking
Yeah.
about now.
So
He's nasty.
you know what? Speaking of Real Housewives and Pastor Jamal Bryant, we were embarking on the subject of woman sharing.
Oh, yes.
Yes, we were
Not
embarking
woman
on
sharing,
the
man sharing.
man sharing. I'm sorry, that's right, because he wasn't sharing his women; they were sharing him.
Oh,
So what happened was a lot of men, a lot of couples, a lot of women are into man sharing these days.
okay.
Whether we like it or not, whether we want to or not, that's what it is. Unfortunately, I hate to say this number is so high. I'm going to bring it down a little bit according to what I really think, but I think it's about 80% of the men who are assisting in the man sharing. I don't think too many women really want to share their man, but unfortunately, some of us are in a position where we're financially dependent, and then thus, we don't really say too much. Some of us just love our man and we think he'll stop one day. For whatever reason, this man sharing thing is real. I want to know you guys' opinion on that. If you want to call us in the studio, we're here at 240-455-5934. One more time, that's 240-455-5934. If you want to talk about man sharing, what's your opinion, male or female? It doesn't matter. What do you think?
They had a gay pride this weekend in the D.C. area. And
Thank you, Sean. I will. Let me say this real quick.
Please.
Sean L. Brown, he just pulled my coattail, which I don't mind. And he asked me to respect the office that Pastor Bryant has. And even though I don't agree with him, he still holds that office, and his job is to uplift others. I understand it and I respect it. The same as the president. I don't like what he does, but I respect his position. And even though I do have disagreements and maybe even negative things to say, I'll keep it to the media.
Sean. Fortunately, Kim is in Kim is in coherence with that. I'm not, but it's Kim's show, so I'm going to defer everything to
me,
to my starlet because it's her show. I understand about the position, but the person makes the position. The position doesn't make the person, in my book. But again, this is not my show. This is Kim. So we're going to respect the office that he holds in consistency with.
Well, actually, what I'm doing in this case is respecting Sean Brown's position on that subject.
So we're respecting Sean Brown's position.
We're respecting Sean Brown's position,
Awesome.
and the reason why I say that, because I do know that Sean is a man of God and a man of his faith,
Awesome.
and he's serious about what he does. His love for that and his family as well. So I respect Sean's position on that. Unfortunately, in my interactions with Mr. Brown and the people that I know's interactions with him, Mr. Bryant, pardon me. I think he should, just as many other people in positions like that, should hold himself to a higher standard. And I think that once we hold them to the standard that they put themselves up to, they should be held accountable. And I don't think Mr. Bryant has been held accountable for the actions that he's chosen to take in his profession. But out of respect for my brother Sean, I'll keep it moving.
There it is.
Good morning to everybody on Facebook Live. Hola, Claudia, ¿cómo estás? I wish I could say I miss you, but I don't know how to say that in Spanish. So I want to say hello to everybody in Monterrey, Mexico. Ah, Monterrey, I love it.
Man, they're watching us in Mexico?
Yes, they are.
Only on E-Life, baby. Only on the Keep It Moving show, whether it's E-Life or not.
Yeah.
Keep It Moving show. Just keep following Kim.
Well,
Monterrey,
yeah,
Mexico.
do
That's
that.
That's a strong thing.
Yeah, that's a big thing.
That's a
I
strong
appreciate it.
thing.
So what we were talking about Sean, and Sean Rowland says, don't forget to friend request him because he is getting in his feelings.
No, that's
girl.
not what Roland said. Roland said, friend request me. I took my glasses off so you can see what you ain't looking at. Sean, I didn't say, don't forget to friend request me. Thank you, darling. What I said is friend request me now.
Ah, ooh.
I got my phone in
You
front
saw that, didn't you?
I'm ready to make this happen. I'm ready to make this happen. And these opportunities and moments don't come by very often.
Oh, God.
Kim, you hot, baby?
I'm hot. I'm hot.
I'll be making Kim warm. Kim, I'm
Claudia, please tell the girls hello for me.
Kim, I got you on film pulling that dress down like 47 times already.
Oh, my God.
Here's the deal. The people can't see it. Only I can see it. And I promise you, no matter what I see, you are my sister. All right? You're my sister. There is no lust of the flesh of me towards you until you give me permission. There's no lust of the flesh. Kim, you can be butt naked standing on the table. And you know what I'm going to do?
Walk out.
No. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make sure that you are protected, that you're covered, and that you are preserved.
But
I won't do a thing to violate your space. That's just the kind of brother I am. And I don't man share or woman share or what is it?
It's the Keep It Moving show. Y'all, we'll be right back. We're gonna talk about this. We're gonna talk about this man sharing thing.
See.
What do you think about it? What do you think about it? It's the Keep It Moving show. Brand Nubians is the soundtrack of the day. I want to shout out everybody in my country and everybody in your country. So thank you for logging on to the Keep It Moving show too. One more again, Brand Nubian is our soundtrack of the day, and
we're coming with some brand new. Tell me about Brand Nubian. What do you know about them?
I know everything about them.
Okay.
They're,
do you know the individual names?
Yes, Grand Poobah, Lord Jamal, Grand Poobah, Lord Jamal, Sadat X, and I think it's another one too. But Grand Poobah. Actually, I used to know Grand Poobah, and so they're from Mount Vernon, Money Earning, same with Heavy D and Finesse and Sequence and all the rest of them out there. And so shout out to Money Earning. They were right next door to my town, Stamford, Connecticut. So we kind of interacted with each other and stuff. And you know, Brand Nubian was one of the ones that really taught you about knowledge of self, and how to grow and how to learn and get knowledge. And that's the Brand Nubians. And I wish they actually were more relevant.
Okay.
Yeah, to today's, because I'm pretty sure they could come back and bring out their music and it'd be relevant to today's situations. So, Keep It Moving show.
Punks jump up to get beat down.
Ow. Ow. Y'all, I don't know if I can stand up and dance to that.
They playing that P-Funk, I know that.
Punks jump up to get beat down.
One day when I was riding on the train, I seen these two kids talking about the Nubian rain had fallen. I didn't say nothing because these kids caught my goat. Even pulled my coat like a murder that they wrote. So this Cuban guy was swagging out plays like Oaken Dagger. So I got to show the beast of martial arts that I am. I can rock and jam, make the world drop down. Yes, I'm the bad man.
Rich.
With black nigga comes but the bombs staying with that. Now what the freak, like, flow, rip up the party. Dance all night and at the end, call the party. They wanted out the style that was made from my mom and my dad when I was young. I used to run with the left rag thing.
Uh-oh.
And somehow I knew that I was bad to whoa. Black prodigy since the age of 20. I could write a rhyme, rip it up and write the next one right on the spot. Sign my name with the goddamn it, either me a smoothie. One scrap more, set up your right jam, everybody hit the floor. Okay, it's Houston, the hard rhyme, cover back, the one to kneel to the brothers. It must be the only for something good in this chest, now it's whole lot swollen.
Punks jump up to get beat down. You know it, Pee Wee. Punks jump up to get beat down.
Oh, I think I'm gonna get me some of this. Hold on. Let me
Get
see-
some,
see
bro,
if
man.
See if the bones will move. Oh, I broke something.
Ow. Get it rolling. Up. Go ahead.
I can do the hucklebuck. You ever seen the hucklebuck?
Do it. Oh.
They say drop it.
Ow. 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 Yeah. We got rolling on the stool now. Rolling on the stool now. Yeah.
Let's go way back. Let's vogue on them.
Go.
With the
Go.
doggy? Can we do the doggy?
Give Roland some love, y'all.
If you don't give me love, the heck
Supposed
with
to
you.
get beat down.
I knew I ain't supposed to say that, right?
Oh, I wasn't. They told me not to say it one
I
time.
tried to play as Delta, but they wouldn't let me. Man, it is hot in here.
Yes, it is. Okay.
Man, that was all right.
Yeah.
Kim, you know what? This is going to be a long show. You know it's only 11:30?
Yeah. But it's the Keep It Moving show too.
Ooh.
And
So-
we're back.
So do I get to play one or two records or do your favorite?
I don't know.
If it don't make you jump up, then I'll cut it off. Because we got about an hour and a half, 90 minutes to go.
That's
All right.
okay. It's the
where we
Keep It
at?
Moving show.
So where we at,
It's
Kim?
the Keep It Moving show too. Thank you for coming back
I need my drink.
live with us.
I need my turmeric.
See, Roland now understands how it is when you do the stool dance, right? When you do the stool dance, it's a lot of work to it. It's a lot of work. And unfortunately for you guys, my dress is too short for me to stand on the stool today. So I didn't. I had Bub do it for me. But thank you guys for logging on. I want to say what's up to Facebook Live. Facebook Live is always showing me mad love.
Yes.
I'm also shouting out to Instagram Live because they do it as well. Shout out to everybody in the Everlasting Life Cafe that's looking in, having a great day. Hope they have a great
they all
day.
zooming in on this, ain't they, baby?
And so what we were talking about earlier, and we're only going to stay on this subject for a little bit because it's not near and dear to my heart, so I don't really care what y'all think about it. But anyway, we're talking about man sharing. And the reason why we started talking about man sharing is because Roland mentioned it. But I also spoke about Housewives of Potomac. And Pastor Jamal Bryant, his ex-wife is on there. Her name is Giselle. Really pretty woman. Really pretty woman.
They
And
just don't put ugly people on TV, do they?
Sure. It's a lot of ugly people on TV. I'll name those later. No, I won't. Anyway, they were talking about Giselle Bryant. She was formerly Mrs. Pastor Jamal Bryant, and I mentioned that I wasn't really blah 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 blah. But anyway, I'm not man sharing knowingly. I'm not knowingly man sharing. That's what I'm saying. If I am man sharing, it's because he's doing it without my consent and without my knowledge of it as well.
So if you find out, what's the move?
When I find out, I like to keep it moving.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a deal breaker for you.
I like to keep it moving. One, because I'm a pretty open person. So if something is going on in my relationship and you bring me to, pull me up on it, then I'm going to try to fix what's going on in my relationship. If what's going on in my relationship has to do with the man wanting to be with somebody else, then we're going to discuss that and figure out whether you go ahead and do your thing or bring her home or see you later.
Oh, rewind.
Yeah.
So, let me
I'm not saying that was. I'm saying what I'm saying is, if I'm in a relationship with you, my relationship is worth exploring options before I do something drastic like leave you alone.
Well, no, I mean, and I think that is very noble. I mean, I have a lot of respect for that, and a lot of people don't. So I think that's what makes the KIM who the KIM is.
Yeah.
In addition to that, now, what I have heard is that some of the sisters are telling the brothers who want to tip out on them, bring her home. Let's see if we can all get along, and if we can, it's on and pop.
I mean, because what's happening is, I think with all of this, the lack of available men, for whatever reason, for lack of available men, maybe just physical attraction, blah, blah, blah. I'm not really sure. Whatever reason you want to come up with, women are deciding, instead of throwing your relationship away, let's see what we can do first. And I commend that, because one, you don't get in relationships to end the relationships. You get in them to build, and hopefully your lives become more enriched and blah, 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 blah. But if I have to be concerned about what you're doing out there in the streets, because I don't know, maybe you come up with the reason that I'm not doing something at home or blah, 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 instead of just doing it behind my back, speak to me about it first, and then we can come up with something then other than you deceiving me. That's how I feel about it. Just say go, Roland, to your dancing on the stool.
Okay.
Now, good morning.
Wait a minute, Tish. I wasn't on no damn stool. Tish, that's me. I'm 6'2.5" Tish, I'm 6'2.5". Kim said I was dancing on a stool because of her show. I went along with it, but in reality, I wasn't on no damn stool. That's all of me that you was looking at there.
Now, Sean from Kentucky says, "Peace, see you later." She's the only queen in that castle.
Okay, so may I respond?
Sure.
Sean, you will have no problem out of me. You are the queen in that castle, and there will be no sharing. I won't even bring it up. I won't ask about it. I'm not I put on my. You can put your handcuffs on me, and I put on my chastity belt. We won't have no problem. Matter of fact, that's a song. You know that, right?
No.
I can't play it. It's called Handcuffs by Parliament.
Sean says yes, Roland. Now,
Sean.
Well, this is the thing again, and we're
But
not
you know
getting.
I'm a woman man. You know that, right?
I didn't know.
Oh, you didn't know?
I didn't know.
You bullshit. You bullshnickety.
I didn't know.
Okay, matter of fact, before we go any further, what kind of man did you think I was? You won't offend me, but what was your characterization of me?
My characterization of most athletes are they get in where they can. They get in where they fit in because they're allowed to. And
We can fit in a lot of places.
That's what I'm saying, because you're allowed to. And I'm saying that until you're out of the game for a long while and all that stuff, I don't want another athlete.
Okay, so now turn the phone this way so I can tell you exactly kind of man I was.
And Sean.
Okay, Sean, hold that thought. This is for Kim and y'all. I found out 25 years later that I had a reputation on campus. I went to Syracuse University. I found out I had a reputation.
You found out, huh?
Found out 25 years later.
So you didn't contribute to that reputation?
But you got to ask me what the reputation was first.
What was the reputation?
I had a reputation for being the stingiest lay on campus.
The stingiest lay.
That there were so many sisters who wanted that ass and never got it. that it was common knowledge that you wouldn't get enough from Rolling Grimes
Why?
because I wasn't throwing it around. See,
Okay.
I was one of those athletes, and I hate to say it because I was in the locker room with a lot of these guys, and a lot of those reputations were unwarranted. A lot of it was they moved on from one female to another, and then the female that they left put that stuff out there on him.
Mm-hmm.
But I can give you a list of guys, and the ones who had multiple girls, everybody knew they had multiple girls,
Yeah.
and the majority of them had a girlfriend, one girlfriend at a time, literally. It's just how long did they stay with that one girlfriend?
Right.
But because of the way I am and the way I was, I just didn't want to. I didn't want different people. I didn't want to go to the classroom. I didn't want to go in the cafeteria. I just didn't want 6 or 7 women in a room looking at me and having a conversation about how they had me.
You know what?
I really didn't want that.
You know what this sounds
and
like?
maybe that makes me corny. If it does, y'all, I apologize. But go ahead.
You know what this sounds like?
No.
Sounds like the KIM brother.
Oh, for real?
Sounds
That's how
just
you
like
roll?
the KIM.
Wow.
Because my whole thing was that as well. I had 3 boyfriends in high school or something like that. But my whole thing was I never wanted, everybody had their own perception of what I was and who I was because I had so
'Cause you were
many
friendly.
male
Right,
friends
right.
and I'm friendly. So everybody had their own perception. But when they realized it, like, and they didn't realize until years later, of course, what? You didn't get with that guy? You didn't get the, what? Blah, blah.
We just knew you was getting with him,
Right.
Yeah.
But my entire thing was I never wanted anybody to really know who I was with. So out of my 3 boyfriends there, if I dated anybody else, I went to New York City and did.
Yeah, you did your damage outside. You know, and in high school, as you mentioned, in high school, her lovely name was Darlene.
Sean Rowland went to Syracuse.
Yes, ma'am. I'm a Syracuse Orangeman for life. And her
Morning, good morning.
her name was Darlene, and I dated her for the better part of 3 years in high school, 10th grade through 12th grade. And we broke up, you know, in the summertime, sort of like we would go date public school people, we were private school. But even then, I had one situation and literally lost my virginity at 16. I had one situation, and it wasn't with her. I still regret that to this day. But nonetheless, during that whole time in high school, I think I may have had sex 3 times the whole time I was in high school.
No, I had sex more than 3 times, but yeah, I had a boyfriend.
You know, and again, and I had a girlfriend, and it wasn't that I wasn't interested in it. It wasn't I didn't like it. It wasn't. You know what it was? It literally was. I had other things to do.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I didn't feel like that was one of those things that you really wanted to get into a quickie. You know,
Well,
even though the record came out, you remember that record? Oh, she wanted was a quick A. You
No.
remember that? That's right. You a hip hopper. You know.
That's right, and plus I'm from Stamford, Connecticut.
I didn't mean to do that.
Yeah,
You're
you
here.
know, Syracuse, y'all listen to different stuff than we did.
No, that was decent. I'm
and
sorry,
it
Kim.
damn sure didn't listen to the stuff DC listened
all
to.
my music roots. Syracuse
Right.
listened to hip hop.
Yeah,
The Syracuse students, most of them from New York.
right.
They were hip hoppers.
Well, DC
I was
was not.
DC. I was P-Funk and Go-Go.
But you know what? What we're gonna do is we're gonna go to the other subject now.
What's the other
Since
subject?
we're gonna change it up since
Awesome.
they're not really interested in man sharing, and I'm not either. So
Wait
we're
a
gonna
minute.
keep
So
it
is
moving.
that the consensus? No man sharing? Was that the consensus?
Well, there was only one response, and
Okay.
that was I'm the queen and we keep it moving.
Okay.
And so what we're going to do real quick, in the Mid-Atlantic states, in which we're in a Mid-Atlantic
Yes,
state,
we are.
DC, Maryland, and Virginia, it is going to be 95 plus today.
I love it.
So, and of course I love it. So, you know, with me and Roland being twins, July 3rd, you know, this is our kind of year. But what I'll say to this is everybody please hydrate. And I want to explain something really quick when I mean hydrate. First things first, you should always, every individual have as close to half your body weight in ounces of water as possible. Say for instance, you're 150 pounds. You should have 75 ounces of water per day. Even if you're not drinking water, you lose 3 liters of water per day just doing nothing. So imagine if you did that and not drink water and then go day by day by day by day. You're really dehydrating yourself and you wouldn't last out in 95-degree weather. So bottom line is, I want you to try this. And you know what? I think maybe I should do one of my Keep It Moving shows as my stress management workshop, what I do all day, every day. But just to start this off, early in the morning, the first thing you do, wake up, take a deep breath, and thank your Creator for waking you up. I want you to scan your body, make sure all your limbs, make sure everything is working properly.
Make sure you got limbs.
Make sure everything is working properly. And then by that time, you should be ready to go eliminate. Okay? So after you eliminate, that's both things, everybody. And then what I would have you do is go to the kitchen and get yourself at least a 10-ounce glass of very cold water. It jumpstarts the organs in your body. For those of us that are working on our midsection a little bit and need a little help with their metabolism, it starts your energy moving and burning, and that also starts with your metabolism and breaking down the fat in your body. So first things first, and then you keep it moving like that. You drink cold water before you do anything else in your, before you brush your teeth, before you get dressed, before you eat. Cold water first, and that starts the flushing process and the assisting with your temperature gauge in your body. So 95 degrees plus so much humidity, my hair is going to look like the accuser from Bill Cosby's case. Oh.
So what you think? What you think, baby?
Go, Bubba.
What you think, baby?
Go, Bubba.
I didn't put you see the curve. I'm the only man.
Look.
I'm the only man my size with
Turn
curves in
Bubba's
his
mic
legs.
off. You know. So what I'm asking
Kim over
everybody.
here watching my legs.
But what I'm asking everybody is to still pay attention to your body. Pay attention to how much water
I was just paying
you're
attention to my body. I'm sorry.
paying attention to how much water you intake so that your body can stay hydrated and your goodness gracious, and so that your
I'm hydrating.
your internal air conditioner can work properly. So that's that. Shout out to Facebook Live. Let me see, wrong for that, but I don't think he did that.
My shirt.
Wrong for what, Martin? So anyway,
Oh, Martin, you don't want to talk about Martin?
no, he commented on something. I'm not sure what he commented on, so we're gonna
Go Martin.
but
Go Martin.
so anyway, back to back, hydrate yourself. Where no matter if it's a heat wave or self, hydrate yourself. You'll live much longer and manage your stress.
And Kim, I have been listening to you, and I have been following some of your suggestions, and I just want to tell you thank you. And I'm honored to be on your show all the time, but I have been listening to your tips, your health tips, and I have been working on them, and I'm finding that I'm feeling better, I'm sleeping better, I'm waking up less groggy, my energy level is sustaining more, and I'm actually getting my bench press back to where it should be, and all those good things. So I just want to thank you. Yeah, you wait for the hook. There's no hook.
Yeah, okay,
This
you're
is
welcome.
true stuff. No, seriously, this is true stuff.
Good.
For those of you who want a consultant in terms of your health and your wellness, Kim offers great tips. And if you haven't noticed, I mean, look at them eating non-GMO nuts and berries right now. You know how I usually eat when you come in here.
Yeah.
You eat like a tank of food.
You're sort of like Eddie Murphy in Coming to America.
Oh,
Only the finest nuts and berries.
only the finest nuts and berries. I remember that scene.
It's the Keep It Moving show too, right here on elifemedia.net. Shout out also to the Pittsburgh Penguins. They won the Stanley Cup
Is that
against
the
the,
one with the black guy?
I don't know, against the Nashville Predators.
The black guy plays for the Predators.
My whole thing is Predators like Predators.
Yeah, like Predators, like the movie.
Anyway, I'm keeping it moving. So
The Penguins won the cup again.
Penguins won the cup again. This is their 5th time winning it. They're like a dynasty.
Now, what is it about Pittsburgh that just creates such powerful?
Well,
If they had an
Pittsburgh
NBA team,
Penguins, they
maybe
got
it'd be like that.
5, and the
Steelers got like
Pittsburgh
9.
Steelers, no, they only have 6, one more than the Cowboys.
Your jaws got awfully tight.
Yes,
when I
that's
said
right.
that.
I don't even play that. Pittsburgh Steelers only have 6 championships, only one more than the Dallas Cowboys.
Shit.
Please don't say 9 again.
I know how to get a rise out of you now.
Anyway, it's the Keep It Moving Show. Shout out to the Pittsburgh Penguins, I guess.
just pushed the nerve.
Now,
I just
check
pushed-
this out. Check this out.
Steelers.
The city of Chicago, and I don't want to dwell on this too much, but the city of Chicago has actually paid out so far $280 million in lawsuits against them, sexual harassments, of course, police brutality, different things. $280 million given out because of misconduct by the police department. You know what? My whole thing is, again, and I really hope that no one is offended by this. I really mean this in the political, in the historian sense of the word. I'll really be glad when old white men are out of power, and that way it will open up a lot more for everybody in this country. And sorry. But let's keep it moving. So off of Chicago, they hopefully, now that the Obamas are back, they would be able to, I don't know. I'm keeping it moving. Let's keep it moving. Brand Nubians, let's play a Brand Nubian song. Do you have all right.
This
Keep
is
it
called
moving,
Don't
Sean.
Let It Go to Your Head.
Yep. I know what
good?
this is.
Is that okay?
Yep.
All right.
I know what this is. We all know what this is. It's hip hop.
Did I tell you about the record I made?
Oh God.
Oh, shit. What are you?
Dreamer. Yeah, it is, Nell. Good morning to you. Oh. Don't let it go to your head now. 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 Now, that's Grand Pooper right there. So who got the Force MDs here?
This young lady that comes here, she's a local singer, and then they set up a book signing here. We weren't aware of it, so it was really a surprise.
Who's sending me hearts? You now? Yeah, one of my dudes, he's the reason why I'm always getting in the shows and stuff. So I'm trying to get in position to interview some of these people. Will our press pass work? Oh. Do I need to call them
Somebody
first?
told me the other day, who was it? ISG. ISG went to Chance the Rapper or something, and I think they got backstage.
Oh. Do we have to call them first?
I mean, who knows, but when you go and you press, it's just when somebody makes a decision in the place to say, oh, you the press? Yeah, go ahead. When you get the press badge, they just say, go ahead. But in terms of some places that are a little bit tighter,
Yeah.
you know,
Like Constitutional, MGM.
Yeah, you have to ask to be part of the press corps, which there's no reason for him to say no.
Right.
You know, so
I think I'm gonna go ahead and do that.
yeah, I mean, call. I would say have fun with it and call any venue.
Because when I was with the I Am for Radio, I went to Essence Festival on my press pass, and that's where I interviewed Tina Marie and Beyonce and them.
I mean, it's. I use it.
Okay, let's put it down. You're right, PK. It's the Keep It Moving show. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are on the planet. Thank you for logging on to eLife Media. You could be anywhere, but you're here with me. Shout out to Facebook Live. Shout out to Instagram Live. Shout out to everybody else out there on the planet. We were talking about a couple things, but you guys weren't interested, so I kept it moving. So, what I'm going to talk about now is the cause. Cosby. Was that a good Cosby impression?
There's multiple Cosby personalities.
Duh.
So I can think that whatever you do is sufficient. Jello pudding ball.
Pops. Anyway,
But he was a brilliant actor.
Cosby was
You can't take that away from him.
Right, you can't take that away from him. So Cosby is a brilliant comedian, philanthropist, and actor, and comedian. However, now what is happening is that he is on trial. The second week of Cosby's sexual assault trial is going on right now. And in case you guys didn't know what was happening, last week, Andrea Constand, that's the accuser's name, Andrea Constand. First of all, can I say that Facebook, okay, I was included, y'all. I'm sorry.
Ripped her.
Facebook ripped this chick, and I wasn't ripping her like, even though I think she's lying, but I wasn't ripping her about that. It was just her looks. Like when I first saw her, I thought she was that Fat Albert character, Weird Harold. And then somebody else said she looked like Kenny G. And then I said she looked like dag nabbit. It was Weird Harold. It was Kenny G. It was oh gosh, it was a couple different ones. Anyway, sorry, Chica. Really didn't mean to, put you in the spotlight like that, but you kind of put yourself in the spotlight. But anyway, that still doesn't make a difference. Anyway, let's keep it moving. This chick stood up there and said that Bill Cosby, she was over at the house talking to Bill Cosby about her career, transitioning from basketball coach of Penn State to whatever it was she was going to do. And Bill Cosby was saying she should be a broadcaster, blah, 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 blah. Now, she's saying that she was talking to Bill Cosby because he was on the board of Penn State, and that's the reason why she was interacting with him. However, I guess they started forming a relationship, so Cosby says. She was saying it's not like that. She just went to his house that night to get advice on a career change. And then she said she was nervous, so Bill Cosby went upstairs and came back with 3 pills in his hand and said, "Here." And then she said, "What's this, Bill?" And then he said, no, she said, "What's this, Mr. Cosby?" And then he says, "This is going to take the edge off." And she said, "Okay," and took them. Now, I don't know anybody else's, how anybody else feels about this, but if you go upstairs and get me 3 blue pills, and we're talking a man, and I'm at his house late at night, blah, 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 and he gives me 3 pills, I'm not going to take them. I mean, what the hell was her problem? However, she says about 20 minutes after she took the pills, she started becoming numb in her legs and she was weak. And she said, "Oh my God, what's happening?" And he says, "Hey, maybe you need to lay down." And he helped her lay down on the couch.
Now, they both agreed that this is what happened? I mean, or was this her account?
This was her account.
Okay.
And I think according to the police that when she told the police, it was sort of Cosby's account, sort of. And so she said she was, when she woke up to something, to some sort of feeling, and when she woke up, Bill Cosby had put her hand on his penis and was moving his penis around, and Bill Cosby was fingering her. And that's what woke her up out of this state. And then she was like, oh God, what are you doing? And he said, don't worry about it, you're okay. I don't know. So she went home, and I think a month later she told her mom. A day later she told her mom. A month later they tried to get in contact with Bill Cosby. Bill Cosby called the mom. Now this is where I have the problem. Let me see Facebook Live. Not in my 30s. I'm not taking pills from anybody. That was Sean. Darlene says, why would she at a married man's house alone in the first place? True that, both of y'all. Now let's keep it moving. The mama said that Bill called her and said, but mom. Now, first of all, my first reaction to that was, what do you mean, but mom? They're like the same age. This lady's mom and Bill Cosby are like the same age. The girl that Bill was messing with was young. So anyway, but mom, I didn't put my penis inside of her. I just used my digits. Now my second Scooby-Doo reaction was, did he use the word digits? Now, for some people that don't know what the word digits mean, not in this case, it's not anybody's phone number, it's your fingers. That's the anatomical word for fingers or digits. Y'all know that. But anyway, she said that Bill Cosby said he only used his digits, and then the mama said something, and then Bill Cosby said, but mom, at least she had an orgasm. Okay, so enough of the pregnant pauses. I have a total
I just can't relate to it.
I can't relate to that either. And
Where do you do that at?
well, apparently they do that at Penn State. And apparently, according to Andrea Constand's mom, this is what Bill Cosby said to her, that he was fingering her and at least she had an orgasm. I can't possibly think of any reason why a person accused of sexual assault would tell the accuser's mother that I didn't use my penis, I was fingering her, and at least she had an orgasm. Now, I'm flabbergasted. What kind of tomfoolery or fraganaggle bull? You see all those words I just used?
Mm-hmm.
Instead of saying, what kind of shit was that? Hey, that's sort of like Bill Cosby saying he used his digits instead of his fingers, right? So my whole thing is this. Why would Bill Cosby it does not make sense to me at all, but this is what this case is based on. He said, she said thing. There's no evidence at all saying that Bill Cosby sexually assaulted this lady. And even after that, it was proven by the phone records of the defense that this lady had called Bill at least 30 times after this incident. Now, Bill, they said, offered this lady some money as a hush-hush.
Well, I think she took it, right?
And yeah, she took the money. She also...
Because it was over. It was the prosecutor that decided.
That was a civil case. Now, what ended up happening was, not only that, Bill Cosby was in a relationship with this girl. He given her $250 for a blow dryer because he liked when her hair was straight instead of curly. He was doing all kinds of stuff. They were going to dinner, all kinds of stuff. The defense also came to the conclusion that even though he supposedly did this to her, she was calling him numerous times after the alleged assault. She also took the money from him, and the former DA found no evidence at all to bring this case to light, so he dismissed these charges. The reason why this is even coming back to light, because the district attorney of this county, he ran on the fact that he was going to bring this case back to light because they didn't like that the district attorney didn't bring it. So on the last day of the statute of limitation for this case, the new DA opened the case back up, and that's why we're here. There's no evidence at all. There's just he say, she say. There's the fact that Bill Cosby did say that he was in a relationship with this girl, which is why his wife's not showing up, because apparently in the 50 years that she and Cos has been married, she has been knowingly sharing her husband with these with the women that he's been seeing. Apparently Miss Camille Cosby has known about some of these ladies. So
part of I'm sorry, can I make
No, go ahead.
I mean, part of the issue, part of the real issue for me is that Brother Bill, whom I absolutely adore. I mean, long before the last Cosby rendition that came out in the mid '80s, the Cosby Show, Fat Albert and Cosby Kids, Uptown Saturday Night, Let's Do It Again, Piece of the Action, the work that he did with Robert Culp on I Spy. So, I mean, he literally is one of those guys that I just was enamored with all my life, okay? The last several years, he had been going on this crusade telling black folks how effed up we are, the bad decisions we make, how we can't read, how we're this, how we're causing our own demise. Now, if you're going to come out with that kind of righteous talk, and you're going to say essentially you're not participating in it, you're telling everybody else they're not holding up their end of the bargain. So in essence, you're almost having a self-righteous moment.
Yeah.
But yet you conduct yourself like this in private.
Yeah.
The fact of the matter is, you're a hypocrite. Now, it doesn't matter whether he's criminally guilty or not, unless he and his wife sat down and made a decision together, hey, we're going to have a kind of relationship, Bill, where you can go doink whoever you want. Unless they made that decision together.
Is he doinking them or boinking them?
I mean, whichever he's doing. So it all depends on who you're listening to.
Yeah.
But unless they made that decision together, then essentially he lived a lie.
Yeah.
In his own household, but yet went out and talked about so many other of us.
Yeah.
And all I'm saying is that not necessarily what he was saying was wrong or right. That's not for me to judge. What I am saying, Kim, is this. Slim, the one thing since the days of the Bible that existed, two things that's always been a problem for mankind. One is jealousy, and that's what made Cain slay Abel, right? And then the second thing has always been lust, which is why David killed Uriah the Hittite, because he was boinking his wife and got her pregnant. You cannot, and I will say this to every one of you mothers, you cannot lead other folks if you are subject to failing because of the lust of your flesh or jealousy. You cannot successfully lead other people. That part of you have got to control. Period. Because ultimately it's going to be your downfall.
It will be your downfall.
I don't give a damn who you are.
Exactly. I first of all, thank you to everybody on Facebook Live that's showing up. What up, y'all? The thing is, a lot of us used Bill Cosby as not really a father figure, but he was almost the closest that a lot of people had to father figures while watching it on television. I'll say that. And when Bill Cosby decided to speak out on young men pulling their pants up and and young ladies getting an education instead of chasing the boys and having babies and stuff. You know, a lot of what he said was true. Whether people liked it or not, it was true. But you can't throw stones living in a glass house yourself. I mean, if this man is guilty of the things that he's been accused of doing, then honestly, he should go to jail, because sexual assault, and some of these women are crying rape as well. And rape is, I don't even know the word you can use. I think that you have to be the most vile, despicable person to actually take it from somebody, when there's plenty of people out here that will willingly give it to you. So I really do think that that the story that the lady told, some of it may have been true, but I think it may have been true as opposed to them being in a relationship, and she was upset because she wasn't getting what she wanted, and she decided to go ahead and sue him. And I think also they were mentioning how she was trying to get tickets for her family when Cosby was doing shows in Canada, and I think upstate New York, and he didn't give them tickets. And when he did give them tickets, they wanted to meet him, and he wouldn't meet with them. And that's when it became apparent to this girl that she wanted to file charges against Mr. Cosby. PK from PA says that Cos was a motivational part of his life as well, as he was to many people. And you know, from Fat Albert, as Roland said earlier, from Fat Albert to I Spy to Uptown Saturday Night to the Cosby Show. I mean, he was an inspiration to a lot of us. But unfortunately, he's going through these things.
Which he brought on himself.
He did. He brought all of this on himself. I mean, because almost 60 women have claimed that he has done this to them. And Bill Cosby is now upset because Eddie Murphy and Martin Lawrence and the rest of them aren't supporting him. But how can you put your support behind someone that's been accused of such heinous acts as this? I think also Cosby shouldn't be the only one brought out like this. I mean, President Pussy Hands and Bill O'Reilly as well. They all should be brought to the forefront of this. I think,
and they are. The only thing is they're not black. And when you're black, you're
scrutinized a bit more. Yeah,
you get the hammer brought.
Yeah. So you know, I'm gonna say to Mr. Cosby, if you didn't do it, I hope you're exonerated, and I hope the women that accused you have to pay for bringing on false crimes against you. But however, if you did do it, I'm gonna say you're gonna have to pay Mr. Cosby. And I got another comment from Facebook Live, says these people should have filed the cases when it happened. Some of them did, and also let's keep it moving. But I'm gonna go to commercial real quick. I wish I had a commercial about my studio, my massages and my workshops. Matter of fact, I think I'm gonna make that happen. So when the commercials come, I can just put it on. Y'all be like, oh man, look at the KIM.
I know that's right. We're running out of Brand Nubian songs. I know that they don't have any more.
Yeah, they got a lot.
Oh, they do? Okay.
They got a lot.
So
let me
let
see.
you do what you do. Okay, y'all, I tried, but it didn't work. She saw that coming.
Yeah.
Oh, man. So you wait till you come on my show. I'm going to torch you with funk.
I like it though.
Yeah, but you ain't never coming on my show.
I am as soon as you invite me.
You know what? I'm going to let that go. I'm going to let it go.
Hold
Never
on. All right, here it is. To keep it moving. I don't want to hear the video. I just want the song. Come on. Come on. Okay, here we go. Hey, Mom, this guy was born on the day you had me. This guy right there.
Hey, Mom, how are you, darling? Yes, my birthday is July 3rd. And I want to thank you for letting me be myself again with your daughter, Kim. Love you, Mom. Thank you for sharing her with me.
Mom, he's something else.
So would you ever? Okay, so you're a one man woman, so you'll never share yourself with other men. Okay.
Nope.
That's none of that conversation. So I thought maybe I'd create some new. Kim. Well, this not eating the food that I want to eat is really.
Oh, you're having fun doing it.
Oh yeah, I'm loving it. I mean, sometimes it's good. Other times I'm like, okay, I need to get some wings. I got some last
You can
night.
I was gonna say you can eat wings, but not all the time.
Yes, ma'am. So so guess what I get to do?
What?
You ready? I get to do a show 9 o'clock in the morning, 11 o'clock. Then I got Jeannie at 2. And then I got 2 shows a night. 5. No engineer in the entire world is doing that. From 9 in the morning to 11 o'clock at 10 o'clock at night.
So
Nobody. But tonight, I'm not going to be here because my daughter is moving to Miami to go
Nice.
to grad school.
nice,
So I'm hoping that tonight I get to see her before she leaves.
nice.
We'll roll the dice and see if that happens. But anyway, so yeah. So I need to build. So that's why I'm putting my team together now. Because we need to build, and I can't expect to do much.
Yeah.
So I got to build from within, and that's cool. So in order to do that, I have to get my stamina, so I got to take this weight off, get my stamina up. And
I'm gonna
something-
send you this video. The dude is Dr. Batman. That's just his name because I can't say his entire name. But my other colleague followed it. Probably lost 100 pounds in 6 months.
Mhm.
I'm coming back on.
Well, when this goes off, just keep talking because the mic's on.
Keep It Moving Show 2 right here on elifemedia.net. That was the Brand Nubians, and it was called The Return. I love that song. I think I'm gonna play that in my car when I get out of here. But so let's wrap up this Bill Cosby thing. We were talking. Unfortunately, I got a comment that says they don't treat other people like they treat people of color when that happens, and that is true. However, people of color have to be a little more aware that they are looking at us a little more with a little more scrutiny than they do everybody else. It's kind of unfortunate, but if you don't do the crime, you won't do the time. So hopefully, Bill Cosby, if he didn't do these things, is exonerated. If he did them, peace out, see you later. We wouldn't want to be him.
And the thing is, when it first happened, and I went on record, and those of you get a chance to go back and look at some prior Rolling Grime shows, you'll see me say this. I believe that the Rat Pack did the same thing.
Yeah.
I believe that 90%.
Hugh Hefner did.
Right. I believe that the majority of folks who in Hollywood and in those industries did the same thing.
Yeah.
Valley of the Dolls talks about it, right? I mean, Valley of the Dolls was all about, getting those chicks high,
Yeah.
getting them coked out so that they could go out there in that arena and do whatever it was that they were asked to do. Now in Hollywood it's starting to be flipped because now what they're doing is they're turning the boys out, turning the men
Yeah,
out.
yeah,
They're
yeah.
getting them high, getting them strung out, and what's happening is a lot of the producers and industry makers in Hollywood now is they're just trying to have sodomy with men on
With men, right.
Right.
There's a book that I read a few years ago called Hiding in Hip Hop. And they were talking about how the producers and stuff out there were getting the young men that wanted to be rappers and getting them together, and getting them together and having sex with them
Having orgies.
as well. So as a matter of fact, one of Hugh Hefner's girlfriends came out and said that Hef used to give them the same quaaludes that Cosby introduced to his people. They called them the thigh spreader so that they weren't so
They didn't have
uptight about
inhibitions
what they were
about throwing their
doing.
legs
Right,
open,
right.
So this isn't new. So this was going on, has been going on, still going on. He was a part of that culture.
Well,
I'm sorry.
well, real quick, I'm gonna say President Pussy Hands, number 45, he was doing the same things back in the day, and
He's
so
probably still doing.
I mean, yeah,
Whatever.
he's doing it. So the thing is, what everybody needs to do, and this is just not Bill Cosby or Hugh Hefner or President Pussy Hands or any athlete out there or any woman. We have to make better decisions about the people that we are considering having any type of intimate relationships with, because little do you know, my mama always said this to me: the person that you lay down with is always a potential baby mama or baby papa. And that means that the person that you lay down with is going to be in your life for the rest of your life, as long as that child is here. And if you aren't sure, then the first decision is not to have sex with that person. If that person was crazy as batshit before you got with them, imagine what they're going to be when you finally do get with them. So the bottom line is, Cosby and everybody else put themselves in the positions that they're in, and we have to make better decisions about what goes on in our lives, ladies and gentlemen. Hefner and Cosby, Tisha from PA says Hefner and Cosby were friends. They were friends. Rick, good morning.
Oh, no,
they were friends.
They have plenty of pictures. I mean, that was a frequent place that he
Yeah,
went to. Was
yeah.
the
Cos was
Playboy
always
Mansion.
at the Playboy
Yeah,
Mansion, yes, and they
Playboy
always
Mansion.
hung out with each other.
Yeah.
So, speaking of sexual assault, President Pussy Hands is back in the news again. I think the impeachment word is becoming stronger and stronger and stronger. Got to get this dude up out of office, but we got to get him out so much that Pence isn't his replacement. I mean, this is going to be, a little weird and hard to do, but I think they can make it happen. I think Vice President Pence is lying about stuff he knew or didn't know, and of course President Pussy Hands is lying. That's what he does. Speaking of the president, his wife and son moved into the White House this weekend, Melania and Barron. And Barron has grown up, since the last time we saw him, which I think was the inauguration. Man, that boy shot up like a few inches. He's almost 6 feet tall now, only 10, 11 years old.
6 feet.
Yeah, he's a tall kid.
Well, I know that I believe Trump is rather tall.
Trump is tall, and Melania is tall as well.
6 feet at 12?
Yeah, 12 years old. I don't even think he's that old.
I
But-
don't know. I just,
Yeah, and I say that
I don't know.
little,
I just don't feel him.
I mean, I don't feel him either, but the little boy doesn't have anything to do with it, and
Yeah, he didn't pick his parents.
yeah, he didn't pick his parents, and he didn't pick to go through what he's going through. So, Barron and Melania are in the White House now, and maybe President Pussy Hands will be a little less angry because his wife is there, and hopefully that will help him make better decisions, and hopefully he won't be up at 3:00 in the morning sending out tweets and stuff.
I mean, the
So,
first thing is there's no reason in the world, and I have people around me who are like, President Trump. The first thing is the mere fact that they had that man on tape saying what he said in a position that he was in should eliminate him from being elected by people to be president right from the break.
But I mean, look. I hate to say
Makes no
this
sense
because
to me.
all of these people weren't the ones that voted for him, but a lot of the people that voted for Trump, they don't even think the things that he did was sexual assault.
Oh no!
So
I mean, I
you-
saw some females on TV say, "Well, you know what? You know, women need to grow a pair.
Yeah.
You know, this is just where we are.
Yeah.
And understand, okay, things are shifting,
Mhm.
right? So things are shifting where things are becoming sexually more open. Period.
Right.
Things are shifted where we're talking about men sharing. Things are shifted where we're talking about menage a trois.
Right.
You know, so.
In
something's happening.
every song, like you said, something is happening. In every song, in every conversation, in every anything, we're always talking about swingers. You know, like you said, we're talking about menages, and every one of these songs where the younger people, they always talk about the girl had several men and he had several women, and I mean it's the thing, and that's one of the reasons why the missing cases of the girls in around the country isn't such an outrage, because a lot of this are young girls going
Voluntarily
into
moving
volunteering
into the role.
doing this. Yeah, they're voluntarily doing this. These sexual acts with
and part,
people.
And part of what's happening is they're taking the same approach to that as the fella standing out on the corner begging for change.
Right.
You know,
It's a job.
Yeah, it's a commodity.
Yeah.
It's an exchange,
Yeah.
right? And you know, this has always been going on, but now it's prevalent and it's been accepted and even encouraged among them. A lot of the quote unquote missing females who they're going to end up missing for real.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but some of them have voluntarily, and many of them, according to some of my sources, have voluntarily said, I'm going to leave home, I'm going to make my own way, and I'm going to make my own way laying on my back. And you know what? A woman can make her own way laying on her back.
Well, you know,
And-
I've
and
heard,
it just so
I've
happens that
heard.
they can. I just think that there's other ways that they could or should go about it.
Yeah. Well, you know, in the age of exotic dancers, in the age of having to make money because school is so unaffordable, then in the age of having to do something, or me and my kids are going to be out of our homes, or you know, either one. In the age of what we're in now, a lot of women and men are finding it easy to just sex their way through things.
Well, I mean, but sugar daddies.
Sugar daddies, right?
I mean, so
Sugar mamas.
I mean, so right, sugar mom, sugar daddy. So, you know, that seems. I mean,
if you think about it,
that's not a bad
oldest,
way to go.
If you think about it, the oldest profession is prostitution.
Right, true that.
A lot of these people think, okay, well, if I can make money having sex, and these guys are willing to pay for it, why not? I can live off of that. A lot of people are considering things like that. Unfortunately, these are seemingly easier ways to live than actually going out there and having to find a job or go someplace and get up and go to work every day.
Well,
this profession is becoming now the profession to have.
Well, let's call a spade a spade. Before women's suffrage, and before women were essentially promoted into the workplace, until that shift happened, the majority of women were not able to make a living. The laws and the norms of this culture prevented them from making a living.
Right.
So, you know, 100 years ago, women were sexing men as a way to eat, similar to now, because
Right.
they weren't even allowed to work.
Right.
So, you know, this has been a situation for women forever where their survival or their opportunities in connecting with men requires them to sleep with them. You know, one of the ways you sleep with them is you marry them.
Well, not now. Not now. And unfortunately, there are positions where now there's not enough money coming in the home for both man and woman, and so the woman puts herself out there. But you know what?
But like
Let's
the
not.
Mormons and the Amish and people like that do it, but it's not a problem, right?
Well, it's not a problem if you register it. if you register it. If you're a Mormon or you practice polygamy,
You have
and
a
you
legal right
and
to
you
do
have a
it.
legal right to do it. When you live in Utah and states that practice that, you have a legal right to have many wives. I don't know if it's the opposite. I don't know if women can have many husbands in that same situation in those same states. But you have a legal right to have these many wives. So in that case, I don't know. That's not really considered prostitution.
Well, okay, so then let's make this stuff legal all the way across the board. You know what I'm saying? I mean, just like the Mormons can do it and Amish can do it, why can't the rest of the why do these, if that is the case, then these women, these young girls don't need to go missing. We just need to pass a law that allows them to do what it is that they're doing in the Amish and Mormon country.
Well, maybe, or pass a law for the women to do the same thing they're doing in Las Vegas, Nevada, and a couple other places where prostitution is legal, and therefore they don't have
no reason to go missing.
Right, no reason to go missing. There's no reason to sneak around. I mean, we know what you do because you work over in that area.
And I know a lot of people who are close to me say, Roland, I can't believe you're saying this, and trust me, this is not easy for me because of where I come from and the way that I've been, that I've reared myself. This is not easy for me. But just like I sat there and watched the legalized marijuana, just like I sat and I'm listening to them talk about heroin is now is a disease. It's not a crime no more.
God.
I mean, so all I'm saying is that as things are shifting, whether I liked it or didn't like it, I mean, I always go back to something that I can relate to, and I apologize if some folks can't. There was a time where funk used to be a bad word.
Mm-hmm.
When they came over the word funkadelic, people were like, oh my God, they said funk. Because it was real close to the word F-U-C-K.
Right.
But now you can say funk, and it's a hit record by the little funny looking dude, Bruno.
Oh yeah, Bruno Mars.
Yeah, Uptown Funk.
Yeah.
You couldn't put that on the record 50 years ago. You
Right.
could not do it.
Well, here we are 50 years ago. 50 years later, and hey, happy 50 years to me.
Oh, so you started all this. Mom, when you created your daughter, there was a quantum shift in the universe.
Yeah,
and
Mom. What you do, Mom?
Man, what was it like? Austin Powers is coming back, man, or what?
Well, I will say this too, as we're talking about things shifting. I've been thinking about this something terrible. I've always had this on my mind, but now it's even more to the forefront. I've been meeting so many new people down at the program that I have my workshop in every day, and I've met quite a few young men. One man in particular who just told me he just got out after spending the last 15 years in jail. When he was 18 years old, he was given 10 to 15 years for conspiracy. He didn't have anything on him, and he made sure to tell me, he was not innocent, but when they did arrest him, he had nothing on him. They had nothing on him any of the other times. They heard him talking about auto parts to somebody, and they came and arrested him at 18 years old. He had just graduated high school. They took the next 12 years of his life away from him, and now he's out trying to figure out what he's going to do with his life, and he has no idea.
Okay.
And the only thing for him to do was to come to this program to figure out how to manage his stress and manage his anger and manage everything else while he's out there trying to get himself back out.
Does he have any sense?
He has sense.
Okay, bring him
He
in.
has some sense. Now the thing is, Roland,
Okay.
the reason why I brought this up, because I've always been an advocate for reparations.
Wow.
And I personally, and I'm not a lawyer, well, I probably was in my last life, and I'll probably be one in my next life. But I can come up with a great argument for reparations for the blacks in this country, especially the black man. Even if you have risen or you've pulled yourself up from your bootstraps, even if you're living a great life, I can make a great argument on why at least the black man should have reparations in this country. It starts with also the it's called the Black Family Project by Senator Patrick Moynihan, I believe, of Massachusetts, back in 1965.
Or the Kerner Commission. No, Moynihan.
Moynihan, right? And Moynihan told everybody,
Told them.
listen,
These people are effed up.
with the
That's what he said.
with the policies that we have in place right now,
We're going to destroy black people.
in 50 years, this is what's going to happen. Ladies and gentlemen, we are in our 50th year. Happy 50th to me. Yeah. But we are in our 50th year. And
it's come to
everything
pass.
that the senator spoke about is happening right now. Our men are in prison. If they're not in prison, they're gay. And if they're not gay, they're dead. And if they're not dead, they're trying to fight off 10 of us because he has a woman already. But there's 9 of us trying to get with him. So it's a lot of things that's happening in our lives that came through the legalization of the penal system, which is illegal slavery. All of this, when they came home, they can't come to the woman's home. They can't be around other felons, which a lot of people in our neighborhoods are felons for one reason or another. So there are a lot of reasons why I can make a case for reparations for the black man in our country, as well as a black woman. But I think it would make a better case if we start with the black man, and I think I want to do that. I have a meeting with a couple of people from the Black Panther Party. I believe it's tomorrow night, and I'm looking into this. And there's also a book by how do you pronounce this brother's name? Coates. Tanase Coates. I don't know. I forgot his last name. I forgot his name, but his last name is Coates. And he wrote an article as well, laying out the grounds for reparations for the black in this country. And I actually think that we should do this, come together and bring it together, and let's bring it to the forefront. I think that's the only way that we will be on an even playing field altogether, because the playing field is still not even.
Well, I mean, and that's a real good point. That's a real good point. The playing field is not designed to be even. We're going to have to overtake it.
Well, then let's do it.
As long as we're reaching for even, they're leaving.
Well, guess what? We don't have to reach for even, and I only meant that because the playing field is not even.
Mm-hmm.
But we were always taught as kids that we have to be stronger, we have to be faster, we have to be better, we have to be smarter, and we are. But
Right.
that's not excluding everybody else. I'm just talking to our community. I'm not talking to anybody else, and I'm not disrespecting anybody else. I'm talking about our community. This is what we need to do in order to uplift ourselves.
And we are those things, as you mentioned before, because we've had to be. So let's just call a spade a spade. We've had to be smarter. We've had to be stronger. We've had to be more clever. We've had to have some things about us that no other group of people in the world would have been able to survive what happened to us.
Right.
So, you know what, if you don't know it by now, then you need to know it. The next part of that is, if that is the case, there is something that is still missing. There's a piece that's still missing with us that we have to overcome. And that piece is our cohesion with one another. Because you can have a football team that is very, very talented, and you've seen it before, that's extremely talented, basketball team that's extremely talented, but it doesn't work together.
Mm-hmm.
Can it win? You know, I believe that I have some intellect. I believe that I have some qualities about me that anyone who works with me would find to be of value to them. And I believe my ex had the same thing. We couldn't stay together.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so when you start talking about the lack of cohesion, and as we split, so did the kids. You know, so now that which I am, I can't really invoke it into my children. You know, most especially my daughters, because when we split, You know, they had a divided household, and then you essentially everybody around us had to choose a side.
You know, I think I understand what you're saying. Sometimes though, and my students say that to me as well. Miss Kim, some of us going to do it, but then some of us won't do it. But you can't live for the ones that won't do it. You have to walk your walk, and what'll happen is I'll see you walking that walk, and that'll motivate me to do the same, and I'll follow, or maybe not follow you, but I'll have my own path, but the same agenda.
Okay.
So I think
so let's go with that then. I'm with you 100%.
now, and now what I'll say with that is, let's use an example, because you use the example of sports. So I'll say this, like the Golden State Warriors. They are a collective team of different individuals, a lot of them great, a few of them great, all of them very good, a few of them great. But what they've done was they've come together for that one common goal. Now, a couple of people on the team had different ways of getting there, but they're on the same team. But somebody's got to be the guard. Somebody's got to be the forward.
And that's a real, you know, sweetheart, and that's a real good point. Let's look at the contrast. I take you back to the 1977 Philadelphia 76ers, which was the greatest collection of stars ever assembled on a basketball team, including what you see with the Golden State Warriors. I mean, this team had Lionel Hollins, all-world free, Julius Erving, Darryl Dawkins, Caldwell Jones, Bobby Jones, Doug Collins. I mean, they had...
Bill Bradley. Was Bill Bradley?
No, Bradley wasn't on that team.
No. Okay.
But, I mean, from the rooter to the tutor, that 1977 Philadelphia 76er team, the Golden State Warriors in terms of individual stars, George McGinnis, in terms of individual stars, could not touch this team. And they went all the way to the finals, and they lost 4 games in a row to Portland, but they still went to the finals, so don't take that away from them, right? But it was that same situation where as they were going there, there was this perception that there was a lack of cohesion, and it started kind of breaking up with each other. Kim, it's, and maybe, I don't know, maybe there's something that's going to happen. I don't know what it is, but if we are some of the best, if we're some of the most talented, if we're the smartest, if we're all of these things, why can't we get out of our own way together?
I think because there's too many X factors. There's too many X factors. I remember when, now I don't really remember because I wasn't old enough to really know this stuff, but just because I'm sort of a historian, I know this. With the Black Panthers, with the Nation of Islam, and of course the Southern Christian leaders with Dr. Martin Luther King and the rest. But then you also had Medgar Evers. You also had Marcus Garvey. Everybody had the same goal, and that was to rise above oppression. And that's what our goal should be now. Not give us stuff to rise above oppression, because once we do that, we will have everything else that we need. We don't need but what we do need is several chiefs. Several chiefs. Because there can't be too many chiefs, but there has to be several chiefs.
At least in
like
there was different areas,
right. Like there was a leader of Black Panther. They could have, or Nation of Islam. They could have easily been our military base.
You know what? You're onto something. You're onto something. You know what? Go on, girl. You're onto something. So here's the thing. I totally, completely concur with you. You know what? You're onto something. That's it. That's the answer. Is allow our individual strength and power or whatever
to be what it is.
To show up, and then each one has a lane or has a category that they. So here's an example of what happened. And I just learned this a couple months ago, and when I heard it, it stopped me in my tracks. I was told that W.E.B. Du Bois had an issue with Marcus Garvey. Yeah. And that issue ended up dividing our folks, turning folks against Marcus Garvey. And Garvey stood for something, but there was this issue. You had Martin and you had Malcolm,
Mm-hmm.
and they only had one situation where they met.
Mm-hmm.
For whatever reason, it doesn't seem historically that they actually threw shots at each other, but each kind of had their own approach, and maybe that made it work.
Mhm.
But when you're doing your thing, you know, I can't. We won't get there if when you're doing your thing and you're leading your lane, I'm throwing shots at you.
Right, and that's the
getting other
problem.
people against you.
That's the problem here. If not only that, if we have Nation of Islam handling security, we have the Black Panther Party handling the legal aspect of it. We have the Southern Christian Leadership Baptist doing the whole policy thing. And then we have somebody else doing get our land and stuff so we all could be on this part of the planet. I don't
Understood,
know.
understood.
So either way, we all have
40
our
acres and a mule.
yeah, we all have our own lanes that we walk in, but we are all walking to the same promised land. That's what it is. Sometimes you need janitors to make the school work.
No, you better have janitors.
Yeah, because if you don't have janitors, how's the school going to stay clean? If you don't have teachers, who's going to learn? If you don't have cooks, how are we going to eat? If you don't have the principal, how are we going to manage everything underneath the umbrella?
And that's a real good point. Someone brought up Dr. Umar Johnson to me earlier. And Dr. Umar Johnson has, I started out, I became a big fan of his initially. And the last couple of months, he has just basically caused my chagrin with some of the responses and some of the things I've heard and seen him do. Especially when he got into that tit for tat with General Seti, you know, and use those words. I mean, it's like, dude, you step right out of
right out of your lane. Right out of your
And you
lane.
decided that you want to get ghetto gangster, but that's a conversation you need to have with that man one-on-one.
Right.
You don't need to be getting on YouTube and doing that. So then what happens is you lost me completely. However, I will say this. What I'm learning to do is still not get in the brother's way.
Yeah.
So however he wants to roll, I mean, I may not be able to align myself with him because he's already shown that, you know what, if someone is opposing him to the extent that it gets on his nerve, that he's going to flip his top like that.
But see, that's where his leader, that's where the person that he looks up to
Or cohabitating. with.
or cohabitating with is to say, brother, pull that back in. See, that's not your lane. That's not your lane. And when you get into the left lane, when you get into the HOV lane, you need a couple people in your car in order to be in the HOV lane. Get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
See, you in this lane right here. You stay in that lane. And if somebody is behind you blowing your horn, let them go around. You don't get in a rage with them. And of course I'm using different scenarios, sports and traffic and stuff like that. But the bottom line is
But it's all
it is
physical,
all the same thing.
Right.
Everything has the same type of
Threads.
everything.
Everything.
We just have to
Including
pay
me and
attention. We just have to pay attention. It's what it is.
And then build on those threads, right?
And to build on them.
'Cause
That's
you
just what it
like,
is.
for example, you drink wine, right?
I drink wine.
Exactly. So what happens is we have a thread. I distribute wine. You drink wine. So now I have to figure out a way to distribute your wine. Now, you're a massage therapist. I refer people to you for massage therapy. You know, so you don't have a choice. You have to invest in me just like I invest in you.
Right.
You know, so we have to find those threads, and then we got to be humble enough to be able to say, you know what, okay, here's the threads, these are where they are, and let's exploit those threads. And then in doing so, we build one another up, and we open up doors for each other. I just posted on Facebook, and I want to do this specifically because the kind of person that you're talking about, I was fortunate enough to meet that kind of person who was a leader for me and could pull me up. You know, who could chin check me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, who would be able to say, "Come on, bro. You know, you're out of your lane." Or, "Come on, bro. You know, you're." And I remember one of our last conversations, and I was going through that thing where I was getting ready to go nuclear. And he said to me, he called me, he said, "Bub, let me explain something to you." He said, "There are two things that you were, that you are, and that you can't stop being." And he said, "There's other things, but he said, there's two things primarily." He said, "One, you always loved the Lord." And he said, "You always kept that in the forefront. No matter what anybody said or what anybody did, excuse me, y'all, no matter what anyone said or did, you wasn't backing off of that." Okay, cool. He said the second thing is you always have beautiful women around you. And I said, really? And he said, yeah. He said, dude, you always have beautiful women around you. I said, I didn't really notice it like that. He said, yeah, but all the rest of us did. And he said, what happened was you had these women around you from the time I met you, and they all produced something that was of value to themselves and other people. The fact that they were beautiful was just, that's what attracted you, and that's what you were attracted to. And, you know, Bub, from what I remember, 99% of them, you never even touched them. I said, geez, I guess you're right. But he said, you have something about you that puts them at ease around you, they're not threatened by you. And he said that when I start to see you and you don't have the sisters around you, and I start to see and words are coming out your mouth and you're not invoking the Lord, he said, then I know that something's going on and you got to reroute yourself.
Internally.
So he pulled me up. And as a result of that, it's taking time. And you can tell me about that, but it's taking time. Because even though he said it, you know, it's like, I want to lose weight. Well, it's been 12 years. You still ain't lost weight? Nah, man, I'm still working on it. So it's going to take time for me to get back into that kind of groove again, because I got mad at the last church. I got mad at the church after that, and I got mad at the church after that, because I got tired of listening to preachers preaching prosperity to black women, and telling them, go stick your key in your Lexus and go to, if he ain't acting right, whoa, what you talking about? He ain't acting right. First of all, you ain't got no business as a preacher preaching to my wife and I ain't there.
Well,
right, that's number
people
one.
People aren't staying in their lane.
Right. So first of all, if every church, you go there, there's the wife, the husband, and the kids, and all of a sudden the husband stops coming because now you got this problem going on in their household. Now you got to be able, as a pastor, to say to them, to me, to say, whoa, I'm not ministering to you and your children, and your husband ain't here, because that's not going to work for it. That's not going to come together. But no, what they do, what a lot of them do, is they go ahead and take the women and take the kids, and then they crap on the man, right? So as I'm beginning to watch this thing unfold, I got angry to the point where I didn't want to go to church anymore. Me, of all people. So anyway, so he pulled me up, and I think Umar Johnson and everybody else, so what ends up happening now is KIM comes my way, and she pulls me up a different kind of way. But I humble myself enough, and it ain't easy. I humble myself enough to say, okay, you know what, I need to take these OT drops, because Kim said so. Kim said this, Kim said that, and it does carry weight, shorty. Don't believe for 1 minute that what you're putting out there in this space on your show is not connecting with folks. You can't see it, you can't take it to the grocery store yet, because the money is usually the last thing to follow. But what you're doing is so important, and it's on record, and people can go back and look at it. So you have to keep doing it, because we need you. I need you.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you. I appreciate that so much. I don't think that I'm supposed to be doing anything except for probably making people laugh. But in the meantime, I think the Creator has put some things in my mind and in my heart and in my spirit to talk about a lot. And one would be stress management. And when you manage your stress, everything else in your life, it runs a little bit smoothly. It's like swimming upstream. It's like swimming along with the current. If you're swimming with the current, you have a smooth swim. If you're swimming against the current, you're in for a rocky ride. So, hope you guys enjoyed the Keep It Moving show today. I appreciate you as always. Also, I want to go back and show some love and appreciate my man Kenny J from last weekend. Last Monday. Last Monday.
Man, I fell in love with that joke.
Yeah. Ken, he's a great guy.
I went back and watched some of that show, and I was like, man, I love this dude.
Yeah, he's a great guy, and anybody that wants any information on
in a heterosexual kind of way, though.
Anybody that needs information on financial advice.
All of y'all need information. All of y'all need information, financial advice,
yes.
Unless you have $1 million put away and you're living off of 7% interest of that which is $70,000 a year. Unless you have that $1 million already put away and you're living off the interest and you don't have to touch the principal, you need financial advice. Call Kenny J is his name?
Kenny J.
Call Kenny J. You want to take it from there?
Call
Ken?
Kenny J. He's on the Facebook page as well as Kenny Bryant. But I know him as Kenny J, from school. So anyway, shout out to Stamford, Connecticut. Shout out to Richmond, VA. Shout out to Atlanta, Georgia. Shout out to DC, Maryland, Virginia. Shout out to New York. Shout out to California is in the house. Also,
shout out to the Funkadelic.
Also, oh my goodness, shout out to Monterrey, Mexico. Man, thank you guys for logging on, and thank everybody out there on WWW Land for logging on to the Keep It Moving show. Thank you to the Brand Nubians for being my soundtrack of the day. And also, my birthday, our birthdays are coming up.
It's so close. I can smell it. Did we celebrate last year? When did we find out? Did we find out?
We found out after. No, we found out kind of during.
Before, but we couldn't do anything because we were
Yeah.
just starting to
Now
we're meshed.
Yeah. It's
So we're
our
going to
birthday.
start on the Spirit of Washington.
We're gonna
And
start
you
on
know
the
what?
Spirit.
I can go because my show that morning has been canceled because they're doing the Power Network with George Fraser, I think. So I'll be able to get on the Spirit of Washington.
Yes.
And then we're going to take this mother to the Black Box Theater, and Slim Mousy Thompson, James Brown drummer, has a dedication for you, girl.
Oh, the drummers beat. Boom, 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 boom.
You will not be the
Boom,
same.
boom, 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 boom.
So you have to co-host most of that show with me.
Yes, I'm looking forward to it. So July 8th, my birthday party on the Spirit of Washington.
Yes, ma'am.
Roland's birthday party at the Traveling Talk Show Festival. That night, we're going to be doing it real big here in the Washington, D.C.
We
area.
own July
so
8th.
if we own July 8th, we own July 3rd, and we own July 8th. So you guys, I want you guys to come on down, hang out with us. Regina, I love you. You should have been with us yesterday and we saw Wonder Woman.
I'm about to be a bad boy. So like July 3rd, can me and you kind of hang out?
July 3rd, I think me and you can hang out.
Okay.
I think we
At
can
least
hang
for a
out.
little while?
Yeah, I think we can hang out.
And ice cream?
Yeah.
You eat ice cream?
Yes, I do.
Do you bathe in it like me?
No, because I am trying to get in this really, really nice bathing suit.
Really?
Ow. Ow.
I'm trying to be a real nice bathing suit.
Oh, whatever. Shout out to everybody out there. It's Keep It Moving Show 2, and we're out of here. I appreciate you guys so much.
And we're never coming back.
Yeah, we are. Next Monday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Time, wherever you are on the planet. Thank you guys for logging on. I love you. Facebook Live. Love you guys. Yeah.
On top, see, I'm raw, so yo, you can't stop me. There's nothing good to anybody else. Before I put my AK back on the shelf. Cause I put in work like Jock Core. Niggas talk shit and get jerked, you're wrong.
This ain't Brand Nubian.
It's not Brand Nubian? Yeah, it's called Everything is Everything. Oh, it's called Lick Them Mother.
Oh, see?
Somehow they got slipped in there. Hold on. That is Brand Nubian though. It's called Lick Them Mother. That's what it's called. Obviously, I'm not a Brand Nubian expert. Alright, so that is Brand Nubian though. I don't know. You never heard that one before?
Probably not that version.
Okay, this is another one. So it's Brand Nubian.
Yep. Yep.
That sounds so sad. Can we get something that...
It's not
I remember
sad,
this record. I remember that one. Oh, I remember they did this. I saw.
Sean, what does RQQ mean?
I saw Boys in the Hood. I swear it was like it just came out yesterday.
I can't.
Ain't nothing changed.
I can never watch that movie.
Nothing changed.
I can't watch Boys in the
Nothing
Hood,
changed.
Fresh, Minister Society. None of those. I can't watch those movies.
Why not?
I don't like because it's what's happening out in the street, and I think all of this is uncalled for. It doesn't have to go through. It doesn't have to be. Oh, RQQ is for Roland. Oh, he's the Q. Oh, Are you?
Oh, damn cute.
What are you?
I'm a GDI.
What's that?
A damn individual. I never pledged, baby.
I think
I'm just a funky dog. I'm the atomic dog.
Oh, that's why they thought that, because you
Because I
bark.
be barking. Yeah,
Yeah.
Nah, I ain't no, they ain't see me do that.
Oh, okay.
No, I am flattered, but I'm not accused.
Sean, he says he's flattered.
And some of my best friends are jokes. I'm sorry, some of my best friends are accused. But no, I bark because I am the original atomic dog. Good. And I've just been that way all my life.
Oh, God. Lance, hi, Lance. He said, oh, okay. Yeah, I'm laughing too. Oh, guys. Time to rub some butts. So I'm out of here, I guess. But I'm going to come up with that reparations thing. We need to get some dough. Or maybe not dough. Maybe we just need to do something. But I'll figure it out. I'll let you know. Love you back. Say happy birthday to the baby for me, even though he's not a baby.
I know you got to roll Kim, but I mean, you know, and I don't know if it's just where I'm at mentally in this space and time, but I really need to figure out. I mean, I don't figure out. I don't know what it is, Kim. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is, but I keep hearing the same stories over and over again. No matter who or what, it's like we just can't get our stuff together well enough to have control over our own destiny. But yet we're some of the baddest and best around.
Yeah.
I just don't understand it.
I personally think it's because, like,
I just don't understand it.
I think what's going to happen is once the hood is being lifted up, then everything else follows. I think the fact that there's no supermarkets in the neighborhoods, there's no, like,
Infrastructure.
yeah, that they don't have any hope, and when they don't have any hope, they don't give a damn what we talking about. They look at us differently. They don't look at us as the same struggle.
But them government workers making $200,000 a year don't give a damn what we talking about either.
Some of them.
That's what I'm saying. Some of the hood people do. Some of the hood people don't. Some of the black. See, Jews don't have a some of them. They don't have a some of them.
Mm-hmm.
The Jews is all.
Well, they have a some of them. They have a some of them. They just don't care. They just do it anyway. And then when those some of them are ready, they open up and let them in there.
So Jews will spend money with Jews even if they don't like them. Is that wrong?
Say it again.
Jews will spend money with Jews even if they don't like each other.
Yeah, because it's eventually back in their community.
You know, I told somebody on one of my shows a long time ago, I said, you know, I don't know. I mean, even if I walked in on my woman and she was sleeping with another man in my bed, I said, you know, I'm at a point in my life where I'll be like, hi, baby, you want to talk about it, let's talk about it, whatever. But I just ain't throwing you away no more, man. I'm not throwing you away. I can't throw my people away. No matter what they do.
You know, with my boyfriend now.
Oh, let me make sure this is off.
Okay. Yeah, because I got stalkers, so I know they listening.
That's not a bad thing. I mean,
Yeah, it is sometimes.
I mean, are they?
It's this real one.
Okay.